Again for a recap of season 2 of the Boys League. Traylor Stewart took Utah State to a 14-2 record and a college football playoff experience, but he was foiled by my guy, the coach at Miami, Freeman. Later Dines, Coach Yeezy Dines ended up joining Coach Freeman's staff as a tag-along. He couldn't do it by himself, so he had to join forces. As we look down, we're going to check out the coach right there. Jesse Freeman, man, had a great team this year, great season. He went 13-3 with Miami. Coach Yeezy Dines had to tag along. He ain't do nothing. But congratulations on Miami for making the national championship. Hopefully they can beat Clemson this week. Who they play? Clemson or Georgia? Georgia this week. Georgia. As we look back and recap, we're going to look at some of the coaches this year. And one of the biggest things is Coach Johnson was fired from UTEP. He had in 2 years, he had an overall 4-20 record. 4-20 record. That's some of the worst coaches I've ever seen in my life. He's a D prestige. He has a .167 winning percentage. He hadn't done nothing. The best thing he did was get one player to get drafted in the NFL. I don't know who he is, but I'm pretty sure he's cut. As we look through the season at a glance, we look at some Stu studs. We're going to start with Utah State just because I'm going to get it out the way. Freshman quarterback Kyle Turay threw for 5,900 yards, 60 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Also, Robert Briggs had a great season, receiving yards.
Hey, man, make sure you do everybody's team, man.
I am.
Just your team ain't Stu Studs.
Hold on. I'm doing everybody. Shut up. They can hear you as we talk about it. Django had an amazing season, 96 receptions, 3,633 yards, and 39 touchdowns.
God damn.
Freshman Thaddeus Fuller led the defense as a true freshman with 102 tackles, 1 sack, 5 interceptions, along with Stephen Kawakowski. He had 81 tackles, 19 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, 3 interceptions. This freshman class was amazing for Coach Stewart at Utah State. They will truly be missed. As we go to University of South Florida, and we look at their defense, led by Eli Pettis, freshman free safety, 94 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions. As well as junior middle linebacker Melvin Jordan IV, 89 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 2 interceptions. And Deshaun Rucker, the senior, he will be missed, 7 interceptions on the season. South Florida was led by the Heisman Trophy winner, Alvon Isaac, running back, who had 101 receiving yards off 90 receptions, 13 touchdowns, as well as on the ground, 922 yards and 14 touchdowns. He was the greatest college football player I ever seen, and he's only a freshman.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about
that dude,
Alvon Isaac from South Florida.
About to say, get off his nuts.
And they returning. Coach Jasmine Mullen is returning. Byron Brown, quarterback for another season. He threw for 3,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 23 interceptions. He hopes to cut down those interceptions to be more effective for next season. As we go look at Coach Rod Dial, he had a freshman quarterback, Miguel Puente from Beaumont, Texas, 6'6" freshman. He threw for 3,000 yards, 42 touchdowns, 41 interceptions, as well as Brandon High, his sophomore running back from Spring, Texas. 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns, and he also had another running back. I'm sorry. USF coach, his name is Otis Perry. I mean, you. What's your coach name? Coach J.J. Mullins. The acronym J.J. Mullins is for USF is Jasmine. If you guys didn't know, he also led his quarterback at UT. Let me get back on track. Utah State quarterback also had 12 touchdowns on the ground. Mika Anderson was the top sophomores with 1,000 yards. Luther had 913 touchdowns. And Melvin, his tight end, had 800. He had an all-around attack in the passing game. Coach at Utah State
looks Ron said he'll be on at 11 o'clock.
Looks to develop a little more. On defense, Ian Jackson, he's going to be leaving Action Jackson. He was his best player, but also he had one of the top DBs in the country in Javikian Rogers, sophomore receiver transfer out of Dangerfield, Texas. Look for UTSA to keep running the Wildcats and glitching the game and keep hoping his son don't log into his account because somehow his games don't keep getting streamed. As we go, we're going to say the best for last, so we're going to go to Miami, and we're going to look at Coach Steven. We're going to go to Miami. We're going to say the best for last. We're going to go to Miami and look at Coach Steven Freeman's team, as Coach Freeman has signed. He signed Coach Yeezy Dines to be his offensive coordinator. What type of man go and piggyback off a national championship? A bum. That's what he is. They're led by Spencer Falk. Spencer Falk, the freshman quarterback. He threw for 12 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. Terrible passing game by the offensive coordinator. He was saved this season by Damian Martinez out of Louisville, Texas. This guy's one of the best backs. He rushed for 2,457 yards, 40 touchdowns, but he get mad at my receiver for having 39. This nigga had 40 on the ground.
No, Barry Sanders had 37. Bitch ass nigga.
No receiver over 1,000 yards.
Attainable goal.
No receivers over 1,000 yards. Josiah Trader is an emerging sophomore D threat out of Hollywood, Florida, as well as Isaiah Horton, another junior, but he's looking to lose Michael Redding in the defense. The defense that Coach Stephen Hawkins didn't even play. The computer play defense is led by Malachi Bryant. 80 tackles for loss. Sack master Marquise Lightfoot with 7.5 tackles. The computer done an amazing job. Robert Stafford. When you get an offensive coordinator job, you don't play defense. So when Miami wins this national championship in the next couple, if they decide they're going to bow up and beat Georgia, Coach Jesse Freeman will have his first national championship, while Coach Yeezy Dine still in search for a national championship. But like I told you, we will save the best for last and look at we're gonna go down and look at UTEP. UTEP has just fired their head coach. Breaking news: Ryan Johnson. He has one of the worst stats ever in the history of football. But when we go look at his 2 years at a glance, the year prior he still threw for 4,300 yards, 32 touchdowns, but 63 interceptions. All in all,
he threw for 63 the first year?
Yeah, all in all, Skylar Locklear looks to have a new coach. He's an improviser, all right? He throws it to the other team more than anybody I ever seen. He also had 46 sacks last year. He had 41 sacks this year, so they got better by 5. Completion percentage 41%. Coach Ron Johnson's got to be the worst offensive coordinator in the business. Look at Javion Jackson, senior running back, 82 overall, but this production was lackluster. He averaged 500 yards on the ground. He had 500 total yards on the ground this year with 4 touchdowns. I bet he wish he'd have went to another school. As we look at Mekhi Hudson, one of the top receivers, I hope he looks to transfer. He has 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. But Amari White benefited from the terrible offense that Coach Johnson was throwing out there. He still was able to put up 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. Defense, however, was fast. They flew around the field. But all in all, remember, this is the same defense that gave up 100 points to the computer a year prior. They didn't do too well. Leading sack total was 5. Leading tackle was 87. And the leading interception was 3. Defense was to be desired in Coach Johnson's team. He struggled in all phases, offense, defense, and special team, as well as coaching. Coach Johnson is the first guy to be fired at a 5-man team and a 5-man league and not be offered another job by anyone else. That is a record in the boys' league. We're going to laugh at this forever. We're going to think about it. If anybody gets the Sacco, Coach Johnson gets the Sacco. He gets the Sack of Nuts award because he stinks. Let's look at his roster as we say goodbye to Coach Johnson. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Sing it, say, as we share with these memories. Look, man, Ryan has built a decent team. Has a lot of talent coming back, but he won't be here to coach. It's so hard to say goodbye to Deacon Johnson. Deacon Johnson. As we close the chapter on this chapter with the league, we're going to look at a couple things such as All-Americans.
I'm 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
We're going to look at all this talent. Avion Isaac, first team All-American. David McDaniels, first team All-American. Django, first team All-American.
No, I didn't. I just streamed it.
Brandon High, second team All-American. Leon Marvin, second team All-American. Miami has 2 linemen. Anise Cooper and Francis McGould, first team All-American. Utah State had Ike Larson. Ike Larson probably, I don't know this guy in real life. I think he's a really good player in real life. But on this video game, he is the worst 92 football player overall. I'm surprised he made an All-American for Utah State. But he's going to go to the league and do great things and build my coaching prestige. Freshman, Kyle Turry, freshman of the year. I told Coach Rod Dial that, or whatever his name may be on here, that my quarterback was going to be freshman of the year. As we see, he gets the All-American nod. Johnny Django, but we call him Django Unchained. And that's it for the All-Americans. Oh, no. Oh, that's it for the All-Americans. It's a good recap. Let's go look at the award winners. It was some talent all around. Johnny Django won Player of the Year. Player of the Year from Utah State. He was a Stu Stud. He's a diaper dandy. Next behind him is Damian Martinez and Avion Isaac. Brandon Hyde also made the list, as well as Kyle Turley. Coach Harry Balls. Coach Harry Balls is the Coach of the Year. As we look at number 2, Jesse Freeman is the second Coach of the Year. Not Yeezy Dimes, but Jesse Freeman. He got 34 level. He's a program builder. Coach Don just rode his coattail. Otis Perry also he was 5th in Coach of the Year. Let's see who won. It was quite a few players for defensive player. I'm not going to go to that. I'm just going to show it so we can have memory of who was here. Remember all these players. Robert Briggs, I coached against him in high school. He played for Belleville. When I coached at Lamar, he was number 5 in high school. He ran through us like crap through a goose. Pew poo poo.
Come on, man. Goddamn block.
As we look at what else I want to see, what else we want to look at, guys, before I exit off. Stu Studs brought to you by Traylon. He's the man. If can't nobody bring you Stu Studs, nobody else is worthy. Since Coach Johnson has been fired as a coach, he will be bringing back his podcast, Bootleg Production, to host games, because at least we hope he's better at hosting games and coaching got doggone football. Let's look at this coach, by the way. Look at his contract. We're gonna look at coach. Can we look at his contract? No, but we can go look at his goals. What?
I don't know.
No.
They never said nothing. Okay.
Let's see if we can look at coach's stats.
What Ethan doing? So what am I doing? Okay, so why would you ask me and he end up doing the same thing I'm doing? Right?
All right, guys, this is me signing off.
His video game ain't more important